Okay guys, so today before we learned how to do classification, supervised classification using Google Earth imagery, but today I want us to learn how to do that using Landsat image. Okay, so I have my Landsat data downloaded, and in my previous videos you will learn how to download it. So after you've downloaded your Landsat data, launch your GIS, your ArcMap. Now we're going ahead to add our Landsat. Okay, so we are doing land cover analysis or land cover change or land use analysis. Okay, so we need all the 7 bands, or we need all the bands. Okay, I'm actually using Landsat 7 enhanced thematic mapper plus, and that's ETM Landsat 7 or Landsat 7 ETM. So I didn't actually download the Landsat 6 because it was this for selection, so I didn't download that. I don't actually need that. So what we are going to do is you go to your app data, click on the drop button, go to add data. So when you go to add data, you navigate or browse to where your Landsat data is located. For me, in this case, I'm using 2010. And because my data, the Landsat 7 data had scanline errors, I had to correct that. So you can check my previous videos to see how you correct the scanline errors in Landsat 7 data. So by doing that, I renamed everything without using the same IDs. So band 1 to band 7, we're just going to click on the first one and hold on shift, and I select all. So after that, we add our bands. Now the bands are added from band 1 to band 7. Okay, so what we're going to do now is to create a composite band, the composite of the bands. Okay, so once we merge all the bands as one, though all the bands will still be same individually and when they are combined, but they are going to be one band, so we call it the composite band. So you can get a composite by going to the app toolbox. Okay, so you open your app toolbox, then you go to data management tools, open that up, and look for raster. Okay, so we have raster here between projection and transformations and relationship classes. Okay, so you open your raster. When you open your raster, you have mosaic data sets, photo mapping, raster catalog, raster data sets, raster processing, and raster boxes. Okay, so we need raster processing. You click, open that, click on the plus sign. It opens up. We have cleared composite bands, and that's what we actually do. So you double click on the composite bands. Then you have this pop-out. So you're asked to input raster. So you use the drop button to add all the raster, the bands. Okay, so you add all the bands, band 1, band 2, 3. Okay, you add 4, and 5, and 7. So as I stated earlier, I don't need the band 6 because of why I don't have 34. But for if you're using something like Landsat 7, you can have the band 6, correct? So you don't need it. It's not a reflectance. I think if I took 10, okay, but I think okay, that's fine. But let's see if I can demonstrate that. You could see when. Okay, so when you go to select band 7, okay, band 6 is here for reflectance. I didn't need that. That's why I didn't actually download it. Okay. Okay, so you have all these selected. What you do your output, so you can decide where you want to save it. But I have a general folder which is geodata, if I have your database. But if you don't want to save it there, you can create a new thing. So I mostly will save it in the database because of how long you can keep things. You can keep your files without it being corrupted. So you can just call this 2010 LULC. Okay, so I'm going to include all my works here, so I call it band composite. No, this is actually what I created, sorry. So 2010, so we call this band composite. Always remember GIS doesn't, when you save it doesn't allow spacing, so you use underscore, band composite. But when you want to save your work, when it's on the table of contents, you can edit it to be normal, so that there are no underscore. Okay, so I think we are good to go. Click and you go ahead to click OK. It will take a while to process everything, so it's going to run. Okay, so you wait patiently for it to run. Okay, so now we have our composite band over here. So we don't need from band 1 to, we don't need it. Okay, so we already had a composite, so just get that off. And so we left with just the composite band. Okay, so now we are going to do a supervised classification. And with this, it becomes difficult to know what kind of land use is here and there. So with the help of the band, we can create a false band color. Okay, false color, and we can do this by right-clicking on band composite. You go to properties, you can as well double-click on it, and it opens have a properties for you. Okay, so when we are waiting for the properties, let me open up now. It's opened up. Okay, so the layer properties, right click on the layer, you go to properties, or you double click on the layer, you go to properties. Now when it's open, then maybe yours is, let's say it's on general, what we need is the symbology. Okay, so you go to symbology, and here we're using the primary colors. Okay, so you have red, green, and blue. So our red is going to be band 5. So when you create a false band color, and with the false band color, the colors we use band 5, 3, to 4. But the arrangement, this is the sequence: band 5, band 4, and band 3. Okay, so red is for band 5, green is for band 4, sorry, and blue is for band 3. For any other thing, leave it. Okay, and you go ahead to click it. Now the false band color is created. Okay, so with this we can be able to do our classification. Okay, so if this was Landsat 8, the false color, the green, which is vegetation here, and the ash and I'm not very good at colors, but they're kind of like a bare land. Okay, so here for example are bare lands, and these ones are built up. Okay, if it was Landsat 8, the built up will have cyan color. Okay, so if you watch football, you see the Man City jersey, that's a be like that, and the non-built up, which is the bare lands, are going to have this color. Okay, I can't forget the particle is called. Okay, so now the false band color is created. We just have to clip out area of study. So you add your study boundary. So I add mine, and I want to zoom to that area. So it's over here. This is actually a botanical garden. We want to assess the extent to which it has been enclosed upon. Okay, and with the false band color, you can see that the vegetated lands have been enclosed upon. So you can see some built up areas shooting into the vegetated land. Okay, so this is a community, this is a group in Ghana. Okay, so now our boundary is added. I want to clip out sorry, our study area. So what you do is get your select features, then you select the boundary. Now you go to Windows and go to image analysis, and the image analysis highlights or selects the band composite, which is this. Then when you come down here, starting from here, we have different types of features we can utilize, but what we want to use is just the clip tool. Okay, so we are going to use a clip. So you first have to highlight it, then you click. Okay, so after that you realize that our study area has been clipped, so this is not actually needed, so we don't need it anymore. Okay, so we can get rid of this. Then we now have our composites, our clip composite back. Okay, so if these have changed, then we were supposed to just go back, drop this, and rearrange them to reflect exactly what is in class. Okay, so we have our band 5 rightly there, band 4 is rightly there, band 3 also there. For the alpha, let's leave it. Any other thing, leave them on top. Okay, so what we're going to do is to calculate. We want to use the interactive supervised classification algorithm. So to get a classification, click on any space here. Then you look for image classification. I have mine checked already, so you get yours checked, then that will be it. You place it, you orient it wherever you want it to be. So I have that here. So what we're going to do is to create training samples. Okay, so you create a training sample by going here. So because we are using we want to use interactive supervised classification algorithm, we don't need a signature. We don't need to save the signature. Unlike the previous video where we had to save the signature for the maximum supervised classification, we don't need that. Okay. So what you want to do is to create a polygon. You want to train samples, so you can either train the samples based by using polygons, rectangles, or circles. I will mostly use polygons. Okay. So you are going to draw and indicate that all these areas should be A or B or C. Okay. So I have one area. Serious. Okay, so I think that is okay for that. So you select the training sample manager. I'm going to highlight all these samples, then I make them. Okay, so you make train samples and I give it a name. So I may call this built up. Okay, so built up. Then I do the same for other ones with different color positions. So I have this looking quite dark blue. So one here. Alright, that's okay. Okay, so I'll call these ones two. Make them. And that's actually vegetation, but that looks so. The vegetation, the health of it is so healthy. So it has dark green. Sorry, yeah, looks up pretty dark blue. That's actually. So the other areas, I'll just get the first two. Sorry. Okay. Alright, so I can. So this one, let's call it vegetation one. And how I do it. Well, I believe, okay, so this has 5 different colors. So let me just try and get this in a way that don't create troubles or issues for us in the near future. Okay, so this one also vegetated. Sorry, residence built up. Okay, so I just call that to build up. Okay, so when this is done, what we need to do is now we go to the job button on the classification, and we have interactive provider classification. We have the maximum likelihood. This one needs a signature, but this just needs a signature. Okay, so you go ahead to click on this and wait for the result. Okay, so we have the result. Sorry. So classification, click band composite. The results are in. So let's just symbolize it. Change the color composition. So built up, have a unique color for my build up. Okay, but let's say you want to use a different color, you are able to do that. Okay, so that's how you can, you can create a supervised application using interactive algorithm, and also using Landsat data. Okay, so when this is done, we don't need a screen sample, so you can get it off here. It's the same thing here. So we get everything off, and now you have right. So you can go ahead to frame it and do add other map components to it. Key features to make it a complete. Okay. So I hope this is helpful. In the next video, we'll learn how to calculate the land sizes for each of these values. Until then, bye bye.